Hey y'all, this is Teacher Megan. I'm a teacher with VIPKID, and I wanted to share with you some of the props and rewards that I use in my classroom. I would consider this video to be sort of the basic bare bone prop reward thing setup that you can have. I live in France, and that means that finding educational props in English has been a challenge, and finding affordable toys is also a challenge. Things are more expensive in Europe, and things are also in euros, so I have to add another 10 to 15% on the price of everything since I'm getting paid in US dollars. To add another 10 to 15% to kind of translate it to euros. So that's just the way it is, but I'm happy with my decision to work for VIPKID. You can see my classroom. It's not really a classroom. It is part of our spare bedroom. And I would like to get some posters to put on the wall behind me, but I haven't found any posters in English yet. And our printer is not really nice enough to kind of print stuff off and stick it on the wall. So it's blank for now. At least I have a window. I guess it's a little different. I don't know. But anyway, so flashcards. The funny thing about my flashcards is that they are French. So, je prends les lettres, which is I learn letters. I learn the letters, and they're actually really nice quality flashcards. I got these at a French bookstore. They've got the lines on them, and I really like the font. The funny thing about them is that I have cursive too, which I'll never use. Is on the back of them, they have syllables, but they are French syllables. So they don't really help me at all. And I've actually, some of the word blending that we do in some of the lessons, I've looked in the book for the word parts that we use, and none of these help me at all. So I would like to get something in English, but these were, I think, 12 euros, which was kind of pricey, and I got them at a bookstore since there's not really any educational stores around here. I've heard you can get flashcards at the dollar store, and I'm very jealous of the people who do that. What else? So I have my cheapo whiteboard that I got for my mock lessons, and it has graph paper, line paper on the back, which is good for writing. I got this for my mock classes, and it's not magnetic, but it's in really good size. It fits well in the screen. So I use this during class as an illustrative tool. Or sometimes I do word blending on the back. I prepare it before class and use that. But then I needed a magnetic whiteboard, which I could not find here anywhere except for these giant things that I can't deal with. So I bought this on Amazon, Amazon.fr, of course, and this is a reward system I use. I'm a beautiful artist here. And I've only used this for reward systems because I bought these foam letters at the Carrefour, which is a humongous grocery store, and I put little magnetic tape on the back of them. It's so cheap. These were like $1.99 for a whole big, I don't even have all the ones out that there are, but then I just stick them on here for the review. That's pretty easy, pretty cheap. I would say in terms of if you're looking at how much money you're spending on rewards, apart from printing stuff off on your computer, doing something like this is probably the most affordable option for you. And then this one has, I got this little box with cute gummies on it because I thought it was really cute, and it was on sale. But I also have bugs, like ladybugs and butterflies, that I'll use with the girls. And I'll have it, instead of my zoo, it'll say something like my garden or something. and I'll draw a garden. So I also have this, which I got the idea from someone on a Facebook group. I use this for sort of the older boys that like sports. And I just used my printer and I bought a bunch of these little plastic envelopes and just stick it in there, and it's taped on the back of my whiteboard. And at some point it would be nice to have a laminator to laminate all this stuff, but you make do with what you have. My husband and I have decided that since we're living in France, we want to live a more simple life. And so I'm trying really hard to keep things simple, not buy too much stuff, and in my personal life, and I'm trying to apply that to this new teaching job too. I also have this reward system that I used at the very beginning before I kind of had anything else, like for my mock classes and stuff. I just printed out the reward slides, which you can download from inside the teaching portal. And then instead of doing a bunch of bananas like they have here, I just kind of printed out these little tiny bananas. The little kids doing the level 2 trials really like this. The spider, on the other hand, I haven't gotten a lot of feedback on the spider because he just starts here and you kind of bring him closer to the bug. It's kind of hard to explain too. It's like you can say monkeys like to eat bananas, but a spider likes to eat bugs. I don't like it, so I don't use it very often. A new reward system that I got today in the mail, I was very excited, it was only €4.22, was this Melissa and Doug sticker set. It's a reusable sticker pad, and it's habitats. It's got 5 habitats, which means you have 5 reward systems in one for €4.22, which I was like excited about. You could probably get it cheaper in the US. And they are reusable vinyl clings, and they come sort of on a big sheet like this, and then you've got your farm that goes with it. But I decided, and I need to do it for this one too, I decided that was too many stickers on one page, so I cut the pages in half, and then I just have choices of less choices. And if the student has good English abilities, you can ask them which one they want. And I actually had a student today do a level 2 trial who I didn't think, was that great at English, but he knew the name, he knew gorilla, he knew tiger, he knew crocodile. They often say crocodile instead of alligator. Alligator's a North American thing. And I was very impressed. So he likes his animals, and that went off very well. So that was a great purchase. In terms of props, I have finger puppets. I got these at IKEA, and there's 10 of them in a pack. They're very affordable, and I was really happy to go to IKEA. They didn't have a lot of educational toys, but they did have some stuffed animals. They have some fruit and some vegetables that I want to buy, but they're $7.99 a set, and I wasn't ready to spend that much money. I got this little pig. I showed it to my nephew. He has the same one. And I got my owl, which I love. He's helpful for the face exercises. Even though he doesn't technically have eyebrows, I pretend that he has eyebrows. I point here. So, and he has a nose, and he doesn't have a mouth, but I haven't needed to use that yet. What else? Oh, here's another reward system. This is the treasure box, and I wanted to find, this was $2.50 in euros. I wanted to find lots of little like coins and jewels and that kind of thing to go in it to build the treasure, but all I had on hand were these beads for another project that I'm working on. There's pink and orange, and they don't quite look like jewels. I mean, maybe a little bit. That one does, but these don't look as much like jewels. Anyway, and I pop them in the treasure box, and I kind of shake it around. I'm like, oh, you're finding treasure. Good. Oh, I have these, which are really good for certain things like What Do You See? Which I got as a tip from another YouTuber. Hat is good. I use this funny one here to start lessons. Sometimes I'll just like turn on the camera and I'll be like, hello. I got these so cheap. These were 75 cents on sale, clearance. I happened to start shopping for this during the French Soles, which is our semi-annual sales that are sort of set in stone. Oh, I got this little mouse. I haven't needed to use him very much because the finger puppets come with a mouse. So just keep that in mind if you're shopping at IKEA. I have a pointer, which was a cat toy that broke, which I haven't needed to use. And that's kind of it. Oh, I have little animals, farm animals, and jungle animals. Giraffes aren't in the jungle, but that's what it said. And it's in a peanut butter jar, but these have not come in handy because there's a dog for the dog exercise and a chicken for the chicken exercise, but there's no cat and there's no pig. And some of them are like really kind of weird and ugly, but they were cheap. Again, it was kind of, at some point I will invest in fake fruit and better fake animals. This, I don't know if I can use it as an ox or not. There was one lesson where there was an ox. I wasn't sure if that was really an ox or if that was a bull. And then there's some in here that are like specifically French, which is the funny thing. When I'm looking, like, especially at the fake fruit and the fake food, they have like a baguette and a croissant and like a thing of fromage, instead of sort of the more typical stuff that you would see American. There was one in here, oh, I can't find it, but there's an actual goose, which is a very French thing, which would probably not be maybe a duck would be in an American version. Goose, duck, you know, they love their foie gras, and a rabbit and stuff like that. And then I have my homemade flashcards. I think that's to the extent. Lisa, Dad, Mom, Blue, Dino, or Dino, I don't know. Pink Ball, Meg, Mike, and then these are things I used in my mock classes. Robot, table. I found some of them, that's where I got my template from, themeasuredmom.com, and you can see my printer's not that great. I need to get some new cartridges, but I kind of found, my printer has good days and bad days. I found some on the Measured Mom, and then I kind of copied the size and the format, and I printed them myself. So, but I don't really use most of these. The ones I use the most are Mom, Dad, Lisa, and Mike and Meg. So that is a wrap on my props and my reward system. At some point I'll show you my setup. It is not fancy. It is the Shea IKEA setup, as I would call it. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, you can leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. Bye.